Hello, everyone. My name is Consolata. I'm a Kenyan ecologist as a PhD student at Nottingham, Trent University, UK. The background photo is a photo of my study site. It's such a beautiful site. So my studies on use of passive acoustic monitoring to evaluate restored and degraded tropical savanna ecosystems in Africa. Okay. Savannas form 23% of the Earth biome, and 80% of Kenya is savanna and rangeland. They have several benefits, which include cultural benefits. That's a photo of the Maasai community who derive their livelihoods from the savannas. Also, economic benefits from the tourism in the Masai Mara. Most of you have heard of the wild beast migration, which attracts so many tourists and bring economic value to the country. However, the savannas experience, especially in the Masai Mara, they experience extreme weather conditions. The top photo is a recent one of March this year, when Masai Mara flooded. The bottom photo is a photo of 2022. That is a completely degraded area, no pasture, and a photo of a a zebra, which died because of lack of pasture. These threats lead to ecosystem stress. Some species are threatened to extinction because of the extreme weather conditions. So in my study, we'll be assessing the soundscapes, using the sounds to assess the changes in diversity. We aim to assess the use of soundscapes as a land degradation and ecosystem restoration monitoring tool in savanna sites in Kenya. In PrEP is a systematic review of how acoustics has been used globally, and we'll investigate soundscape characteristics in relation to different stages of degradation and restoration. We'll compare the traditional methods and acoustics to determine which is the optimal methodology, and also develop an ultrasonic diversity index for the bats. This is my study site in southwestern part of Kenya, Masai Mara. I'm using a land degradation and surveillance framework, which is developed by Vagen and Winowiki. It's an aircraft framework. I'll explain briefly. It requires a 10 kilometers by 10 kilometers area of land. The 10 by 10 is divided into 16 clusters, and each cluster is 1 kilometer squared. And it's at the center of each cluster that I deploy my mini bat acoustic recorders, which you'll see them by Wildlife Acoustics. And in the same area, I'm sampling and will continue to sample the vegetation species. We sampled soils, and all these are, we will assess the indices to see how land degradation and restoration appear at the different sites of the study area. So for the acoustic data, we'll analyze the acoustic indices from the vegetation and soil. We'll also have the indices, and from the traditional methods, we'll have indices of bats diversity and birds. For the birds, we're using mist nets, and for the birds, we're using point counts. We'll assess the relationship of all these indices, and the final outcome will be to develop an acoustic methodology to assess the ecosystem health. Some photos from the field. You see how diverse, how varying the topography is. This photo over here, there's a hill there, and that's part of my study area. So that's why the passive acoustic monitoring is important, because I deploy my recorders for a week and leave them to record the soundscape. Then my team, because I have loads of data to collect. Thank you.